Now everybody, this Friday I will be announcing one winner of a free $100 Amazon gift card. So if you would like to enter to win, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family. Now folks, let's get into the most important stimulus check information first.
I'm honored today to be joined by two of America's closest allies, Australia and the United Kingdom. And our brave fighting forces have stood shoulder to shoulder for literally more than 100 years. Through the trench fighting in World War I, the island hopping in World War II during the frigid winters in Korea, and the scorching heat of the Persian Gulf.
But personally, I want to see our politicians, the Democrats and the Republicans, send out more stimulus checks. I believe that President Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and even Bernie Sanders should all come to the table and send out more stimulus payments to the American people. And if you guys agree, then be sure to subscribe to my channel. Now here's what Bernie Sanders is saying about the stimulus payments, folks.
Knows is that in our country today, the people on top, the 1% large corporations, are doing extremely well. And what we are seeing is that in any given year, you have multi-billionaires who are not paying a nickel in federal income taxes. That's true for many large profitable corporations.
Bernie Sanders said, there is a real danger congressional Democrats could fail to deliver on two major pieces of legislation, furthering President Biden's domestic agenda, if moderates like Joe Manchin cannot agree on the price tag. Sanders has repeatedly said he would support progressive House Democrats, who have vowed to block the $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill that passed in the Senate last month. Now, if the $3.5 trillion budget reconciliation package that passed the House stalls in the Senate, that there is a possibility that this will be a disaster for the American people. There is a real danger that this bill will lose, that the infrastructure bill will lose in the House. What do you think about Bernie Sanders, everybody? Is he doing all that it takes to send out more stimulus relief? Tell me in the comments below.
Senate Finance Committee does, but my general view is that at a time of massive and growing income and wealth inequality, when two people own more wealth than the bottom 40%, when the top 1% has more wealth than the bottom 92%.
The Republicans, everybody, do not want to send out more stimulus relief. In addition, folks, the Democrats have now proposed a $3.5 trillion reconciliation bill, which could overhaul your retirement savings. Is it the Democrats or the Republicans that are holding back our stimulus checks? Tell me what you think in the comments below.
Well, apparently there is supposed to be a gathering here on the 18th. The Speaker, the Majority Leader, Leader McCarthy, and I had a meeting yesterday with the leaders of the police board.
Democrats are also seeking to make the Savers credit refundable, enabling workers without any income tax to receive the benefit in the form of a contribution to their retirement account. The Savers credit is a tax credit that's intended to promote retirement savings among low and moderate income workers. It can reduce ineligible taxpayers' federal income taxes when they save in a qualified retirement plan. In 2021, the maximum credit is worth $1,000 for individuals and $2,000 for married couples filing jointly, although it phases out for higher earners. To qualify for the credit, individuals must have an AGI of $32,000 or less. The income threshold for married couples is $65,000. Everybody, just know this first. A few weeks ago, the IRS faced a historic backlog of individual tax returns, and now that backlog is 8.5 million. The IRS says delays could be 120 days before Americans receive returns or payments for the 2020 taxes. For reference, the IRS says their refunds normally take around 21 days to process. The IRS has an online tool to check your refund status there, but millions of people are still left in the dark about when this all might be resolved, and it's partly to do with staffing and also due to the growing workload from the IRS. As I reported everybody 2 months ago, the IRS has been handling stimulus checks being processed and sent out to the people, as well as the child tax credit payments, which are going out on the 15th of every month. So far, the IRS, which was short-staffed, has new problems that they have to deal with. The National Taxpayer Advocate says it comes down to a perfect storm of issues. If your tax return is deemed incomplete or is complete with errors, there's a strong likelihood that you'll receive a letter in the mail before receiving an actual refund. Another reason will be that the IRS flagged the refund as suspicious due to identity fraud or fraud concerns. The IRS says their earned income tax credit filers, as well as child tax credit recipients, are noting some delays in getting 2020 returns paid out. Everybody, the federal programs that provided income support to our unemployed Americans has now been expired. It's been calculated that around 7.5 million people saw all of the unemployment benefits that they were receiving stop.
Mr. President, the average Social Security benefit today is just $14,000 a year. And as someone who will be the next ranking member of the Budget Committee, I intend to do everything I can, not only to oppose vigorously any efforts to cut Social Security, I'm going to do everything that I can to expand Social Security benefits. And, in fact, the best way to expand Social Security.
So it is wonderful to be here at the Treasury Department, and I want to thank you always, Secretary Janet Yellen, and the extraordinary team you have assembled for welcoming me here today. In this historic moment, the work each of you do at Treasury could not be more important. You have been working around the clock on everything from regulating global financial markets to implementing the American Rescue Plan. Your work is transforming the lives of everyday Americans and strengthening our entire nation. So first of all, I want to thank you, the hardworking, talented team, staff here at the Treasury Department. Not long after President Joe Biden and I took office, I called the mass exodus of women from the workforce a national emergency. Because that's what it is, a national emergency. The pandemic has hit women workers extremely hard and disproportionately. More layoffs in industries in which women are likely to work. More closures of small businesses which women owned. And without childcare, working parents were totally stranded. Working mothers took on more and more of the responsibility at home, as Nicholas has described in his personal experience. In fact, childcare issues were cited as the reason many working mothers had to quit their jobs during the pandemic. From day one, as Secretary Yellen can attest, our administration has been hard at work to get women back to work. And I believe this is a fight for our future, because when we are talking about fighting for working families,